Meanwhile, we're going to stick on this story. I'm pleased to say that air quality expert Josh Helman joins us now. Josh, what sort of is the best thing that people can be doing to protect themselves?
Yeah, so the first thing is if you're outside, please move in. So if you're going to be outside, wear an N95 mask or something like that. But unfortunately, even with an N95 mask, the concern here is all the little particles.
Into early next week, but it all just depends on the wind. Guys?
Katie Byrne, thank you very much for that. Taylor, my son was not having it with the Yankees cancellation yesterday, so he'll be glad to know there's a doubleheader today.
What are you, the Minnesota Twins?
We're Twins fans, but he watches a lot of New York baseball, so you got to have it every day.
Okay. Aw, sweet. Meanwhile, we're going to stick on this story. I'm pleased to say that air quality expert Josh Helman joins us now. Josh, what sort of is the best thing that people can be doing to protect themselves?
Yeah, so the first thing is if you're outside, please move in. So if you're going to be outside, wear an N95 mask or something like that. But unfortunately, even with an N95 mask, the concern here is all the little particles that are in the air right now. And those particles, the very small ones, the ones that are smaller than the width of your hair, those small particles, you breathe them in, and because they're so small, they can go into your blood vessels, and then from your lungs, from the blood vessels, they can go to your brain, your heart, your kidneys, your liver. They're bad news. So what you can do is if you're outside right now, you can move inside. And if you're inside, make sure you have a good filtration system, HEPA filter. I'm on the board of a company that uses sound waves to take these very small, tiny particles and make them bigger, almost like a snowball effect. Because if you can take sound waves and make these very small particles bigger, then you can easily remove them with a filter.
Yeah, hi there, Josh. I'm wondering if you can tell us a little bit more about the possible health effects of being exposed to too much of this smoke. You know, my understanding, and I hope you can tell us more, is that it can take some time for, symptoms of too much exposure to manifest.
100%. So again, these wildfires, the particles are actually 10 times worse for you than normal air pollution. And you're exactly right. What happens is these small particles go into your lungs, into your bloodstream, they go everywhere, and wherever they end up, whether it's your brain or your liver or wherever else, they cause inflammation. And that inflammation doesn't just last today or this week. That can last for years and years and years because the body doesn't have an easy, good way to remove those little particles that are now embedded in the different tissues in your body. So it's similar to after 9/11, where we saw a lot of people had health effects not just after the towers collapsed, but in the weeks, months, and years later. And whether they developed cancer or Parkinson's disease, it was very difficult to then go back and say, oh, it's because of this exposure.
Josh, I get really concerned about panic in these situations. I'm living in New York City. I've got a family here. It's really hazy out there. You can smell it for sure. I get it. And I appreciate everything that you're saying. On the other hand, if you're somebody who doesn't struggle with asthma or other breathing effects, for example, you go outside, you don't have any immediate reaction to this. It's not bothering you. You feel like, okay, I'm fine. Are you saying that kind of person shouldn't be outside going about their lives right now? Is there some reason why a perfectly healthy person has to be really concerned about what's going on?
Yes, I would. And again, don't shoot the messenger, but even if you're completely healthy, I would not spend prolonged time outside, even with an N95 mask, because you're still going to get exposed to some of these very fine particles that are going to travel throughout your whole body. And yes, you're right. You may, even if you don't have a history of asthma today, that doesn't mean that those particles won't be embedded in you and cause effects later on. So even though I like baseball, I would advise people not to play or go outside or other outdoor activities. And again, I'm sorry for being the bad messenger.
We appreciate the honesty. Josh, thank you so much.